He hatame nui o te au, māku e ki ake he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in the world? I would say it is people, it is people, it is people. Ti hei mauri ora, behold the breath of life. He taku whānau whānui no Otago, hurapa me moiraki, tēnā koutou katoa. Otago whakaihu waka te marae kei waho tēnā koroa. And to this House of Learning, the University of Otago and the Forum of the University, greetings. Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Acting Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, tēnā koutou katoa. Te ao marama, ngā mōkai o ngā whetū, tēnā hoki korua. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all, our new graduates and diplomats, our physiotherapists, our medical laboratory scientists, and our pharmacists and doctors, and of course my fellow dentists, oral health professionals and dental technicians. Through your own hard work and achievements, you have created new opportunities, horizons and choices as you proceed from here to engage in your chosen career paths, vocations and professions. Ka mau te wehe. Awesome. And to the friends and families who are gathered here today, kia ora koutou katoa, greetings to you all. Your graduate successes are also your successes. Secondly, I wish to acknowledge my late father, who graduated here in medicine during World War II. In the 1930s, there were 2 scholarships for Māori to attend Otago University Medical School. Both father and his Napier Boys High School close mate Henry Bennett applied, but only Henry was awarded the scholarship. So father went to Auckland Teachers College. However, his mother and his aunt petitioned the government over the scholarship, and at the end of the first term, father received a telegram that said, "Proceed at once to Otago Medical School." Father's words to us growing up was, quote, "Make every post a winning post." This was his way of saying to us, identify your goals and set out to achieve them. And that has served us well, I think. All of you today, by your graduation, have made another winning post in your lives, and long may it continue. Make every post a winning post. So it is such a massive thrill to join with you today as we celebrate our academic successes. And I have just one other thought to share with you. It is something quite simple, but something that can have massive outcomes and consequences. And that is this: have another string to your bow. Have another string to your bow that is something that is completely outside of your current realm of work and life, something that is meaningful to you, but is quite outside your chosen career path. Many of you will already have that second string. You may be a talented artist, a musician, poet or writer, a conservationist, or even a budding politician. Many of you are talented sports people, which you may well carry on as sports coaches and administrators. Whatever it is, having that other string adds a very rewarding dimension to your life. For myself, I had at different times 2 quite different strings to my bow. The first was when I came to Otago University as a dental student some 50 years ago. On my very first day here, I enlisted in the Army, the New Zealand Territorial Force. So after undertaking basic training as a private soldier, we were put through promotion courses. So I went from a private to a full corporal to sergeant to staff sergeant, undertook the POSB, the Potential Officer Selection Board, of course, passed that and became a commissioned officer while still an undergraduate student. What we liked about that was going to the then officers' mess at Kensington Army Hall, where a gin and tonic was only 15 cents, including the tonic. So another string to my bow was to have an army career as well as a dental career, and I loved every minute of it. But the interesting aspect of having many years of experience in the New Zealand military also had an unexpected flow-on effect later on. And this turned out to be part of my second string to my bow. Some 40 years ago, I went to the theatre to see a play, but the thing was, I just didn't get what the play was all about. So I thought to myself, I could do better than that. Then I thought, big deal, so what? If I sat down and wrote a play, who would bother to want to read it, let alone have it staged? So I engineered a situation. I enrolled in Roger Hall's Otago University Playwriting 101 paper. In that year-long paper, we had to write 2 plays. The first play I wrote was a story about my grandmother and a transgression of tapu that occurred at her marae. Theatre Studies put that play on at lunchtime theatre. The second play we had to write had to be a somewhat longer play. The only thing about that playwriting project was that I wanted to write a play that was set on the marae atea, the space in front of a wharenui or a meeting house. But the trouble was, I didn't have a story. Time was getting close to Roger's submission date, so the pressure was really on. So what did I do? I went to the Otago Museum, where the then whare tupuna Mātātua was on the first floor. This very historic whare has since been returned to its original owners, Ngati Awa in Whakatane. I sat on the pai of this whare and said to Mātātua, "Ho mai he korero, give me a story." And there it was. It was a poster to Hokinga Mai, the return home of a Te Māori exhibition which had toured the United States. So that was my play, to Hokinga Mai, the return home. The play that I wrote was set in 1970 and was about a soldier who returned from the war in Vietnam and who turned up all of a sudden at the marae. That's also where my army experiences came into play as well. I was able to write much of this play during a training weekend during downtime, and two army staff sergeants who had served in Vietnam saw what I was doing and said, to me, you've got to put this in, you've got to put that in, and this happened, etc. and so forth. So my play had total military credibility. Rogers Hall's response to my play was, quote, "I love this play." He said, "I'm about to organise New Zealand's first Readers and Writers Week, and you have to put this play on." So we got together a cast and performed the play at Mātātua at the Otago Museum. It was packed out for a week and we had to put on extra performances. At the end of one performance, after everyone had departed, there were two gentlemen sitting there. They said to me, "Have you got an agent?" I said, "No." "Well," I said, "we would like to be your agent." And that was Playmarket. And then the Otago Southland English Teachers Association sponsored us to tour the play right throughout all Otago and Southland secondary schools, which we did to great acclaim. And then the Wellington-based theatre company, Te Raka Hua, toured the play right through the North Island on 2 occasions. So you can see what was happening. A second string to my bow, playwriting. People then just asked me to write plays for them. And because of my previous military career in the TF, many of my plays that I like to write had New Zealand military themes. Campbell Thomas, who was the director of the Fortune Theatre, asked me to write a play that was set in a Dunedin building. So I wrote a play, Anzac, which was set in the Dunedin railway station, where two sisters came every day to wait for their brother to return from active service in World War I. He never came, of course. A famous New Zealand actor then asked me to write a two-hander for him, so I thought of the two characters had to be at opposite streams to each other. She was a sweet, innocent nun, and he was an absolute bogan, a soldier on the Western Front in World War II. The play was The Private War of Corporal Kufa. I have lost count of the number of productions this play has had around the country and overseas, and it's been very popular as high school productions over the years, especially around Anzac Day. Now, Puke was a play about a soldier in 28th Māori Battalion on Crete, which has had many, many productions around the country. And a cousin asked me to write a play about his uncle, Tane Tuaparata, who was a 26-year-old Royal New Zealand Air Force captain of a Hudson bomber in World War II. The result was He Wakarere Rangi Whawhai, a warplane. And Helen Bullets was a play a friend asked me to write about her great-grandfather who served in World War I at Gallipoli. And then there was my play Michael James and I, a Kiwi soldier who served in Vietnam. This play was invited to the Edinburgh Festival with a 3-week run and received the Critics' Award and was voted as one of the top 3 theatre performances in the entire festival. Also, the listener rated it actually alongside Shakespeare's King Lear. So that was my second string to my bow. And all of these military-themed plays have had many productions throughout the country and overseas as well. 2 other playwriting invitations were from OUSA, capping shows, which way back then was staged at the Regent Theatre. Hokanui Jones and the Sword of Destiny was a spoof on Indiana Jones, and in 1989, OUSA wanted a spoof on Peter Pan. So I wrote that, but we had a problem arose because Steven Spielberg owned the world rights to J.M. Barrie's classic story Peter Pan. An official complaint was received. So we went ahead anyway and retitled the coming show called Peter's Pantomime. So there we are, with life's twists and turns, having a second string to your bow will enrich your lives and bring many rewards to you and those about you. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa, kia ora. Inga mana inga reo rauranga tina mā tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa, kia ora.
Thank you, John, for addressing us today. On behalf of the University, I thank you for sharing words that will stay with us. You've reminded our graduates that success is not only about achievement in their chosen field, but also about embracing life's opportunities and cultivating another string to their bow. Your own story, spanning dentistry, military service, and acclaimed playwriting, shows the power of curiosity, resilience, and creativity. You've challenged our graduates to seek new horizons, to balance professional excellence with personal passions, and to remember at the heart of all we do is people. Hei tangata, hei tangata, hei tangata. Wise and inspiring words indeed, and I have every confidence your father would be proud of the way you have made every post a winning post. I ask the audience to join me in thanking you once more.